By the way, there's no heat in here. 32 degrees. Ah, it's so hot. Hey guys, I'm Dustin. Welcome back to the channel. Today's informational tech review is gonna not really be anything hands-on, but I did want to go over some things with you that's going on with YouTube right now and a lot of the creators on the platform. So in the past year of 2017, everybody took the jump and jumped onto the 4K train. It was just like a massive boom. Everybody needed to have 4K to be able to be on YouTube. Recently though, you've been seeing a trend to reverse backwards on that 4K trend. Now I think the main reason for this is the editing time. A lot of people, I don't know if you guys have computers or custom built computers to edit 4K videos. It's really hard to edit 4K videos and see them play back in real time in your editing software. Not only that, but the rendering time itself takes twice as much, if not 3 times as long, to be able to render the same video you could render in 1080p. Another big jump with that is that a lot of people are going back to the Canon camera. Recently, Canon has not really been doing well with their 4K cameras. The only 4K camera they have currently on the market that anybody can actually afford is the Canon 5D Mark IV. Now, just so you know, that camera takes excellent 4K video, but the thing is, whenever that 4K video is stored on the drive, it's substantially large, and there's no way that somebody can store all that, even like a year of vlogging on their hard drive and keep it on their drive forever. It's impossible. With that being said, other cameras have been able to do that. The Sony a6500, the Sony a6300, the Panasonic GH5, the Panasonic G7, Panasonic G8. Those cameras can really produce awesome 4K video with great size consumption. So what's the purpose of the whole 4K trend going backwards? I think a lot of it has to do with the cameras not being able to keep up with the actual properties that a lot of the Canon cameras have. If you don't know, the Sony cameras, the color science isn't as good for video as it is on the Canon cameras. As you can see right now, the lighting and my skin tone is picked up perfectly on the 70D. And this is like a 3-year-old camera compared to the a6300 and the a6500. The colors on this camera is probably gonna look better. Now that also has the same issue with the GH5. The GH5 does really well with 4K video. It's really small, compact, it's mirrorless, it's got nice little features. The flip out screen, which the a6500 does not have. However, the color science isn't as great, and the autofocus is nowhere near as close to the a6500 or the dual pixel autofocus that you find on most Canons nowadays. So that brings me to my main point, which is the camera that everybody neglected to focus on this year that came out mainly because it did not have 4K video. Canon came out with this camera. It is literally the only full frame camera right now that has a flip out screen. There's no other full frame camera with a flip out screen. That is it. This camera right here is the 60 Mark II. Now the 60 Mark II actually has 4K capability, however, it's time-lapse only, which doesn't really make sense to me, and I think a lot of people that were waiting for the 60 Mark II to come out expected to have 4K video. However, Canon did not release the firmware with the 4K codec. So a lot of people were turned away, and actually a lot of people got really frustrated and mad at Canon for this and went to Sony or Panasonic to get their 4K capability. A lot of creators this year have jumped back to the Canon cameras. Some of the ones I can name is Peter McKinnon. He went to the 60 Mark II. Travel Fields went to the 60 Mark II. Casey Neistat went to the 60 Mark II. Even Sean Cannell, who's a big YouTuber right now, who's really dealt with a lot of cameras, he's going back to the 60 Mark II as well. So you're starting to see the trend of everybody going back to the Canon cameras, which is great because I love Canon cameras. Like I said, this camera right here has a great autofocus, good color science, and has a really awesome lens selection. You can use any lens from your other cameras and put it on this one and vice versa. It's all compatible. Canon has a large lens selection at a great price, so I mean you can't really go wrong with the Canon cameras, which is pretty exciting for me because I've always loved Canon and I'm really looking forward to see what they come out with in the future. So right now, as you'll see, a lot of people will continually transition back to the Canon cameras. 1, because the 4K is taking too long to edit. 2, because the 60 Mark II is the only full frame flip out screen camera right now on the market. And 3, because Canon has the best color science and autofocus that I've ever seen on the entire market. Well guys, that's the video for today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I know it's not a vlog, but I wanted to go over that with you guys right now just to give you some information and possibly make your decision on your next camera. By the way, I would not recommend buying the 60 Mark II if you're still waiting for a 4K camera from Canon. the rumor is that the 70 Mark III is going to come out with 4K capability. However, it will be cropped, and there's no telling when that's going to be released. It could be middle of this year, it could be the beginning of this year. There's no telling. But if you're looking for 4K still, make sure to wait for that. Alright guys, that's the video for today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you like this video, if you like informational tech videos, click that like. Alright guys, peace.